Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? So today we're going to be doing our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can get all my poppin' videos. And also make sure you check out my other channel, samorelovetv, without the real, because then that's where I'm going to be doing. I might do Miami. I'm not sure. Do y'all watch Love and Hip Hop Miami? I know I'm definitely going to be doing, I'm definitely doing Love and Hip Hop New York. So check it out. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, so Porsha, she actually ended up getting a matching tattoo with her man. I mean, I ain't mad at it, to be honest, even though he might have a lot going on. As far as just the matching tattoos, it's small, and I feel like it's not really like in a crazy place. It's like behind her ear. And it's 3 little symbols. I've done the same thing, gotten a matching tattoo, so I don't see it as being a bad thing. Now, when you start going into names and dates and things like that, I think that that's where it can get a little sticky and tricky and, you know, all that stuff. But I don't see anything wrong with that. She said she wanted to do something to kind of profess her love, so she kind of randomly went ahead and did it. He did go ahead and meet up with her mom. Her mom kind of feels like he might be taking her away in a sense, or kind of like he's replacing her. But Porsha did assure her that it's not like that. I guess with Cordell, I remember, well, I heard his name, so I kind of remember right now. I'll probably forget in a couple weeks, but I remember right now. Cordell, he was kind of like on a different wavelength than this dude, because Cordell, as we all saw, and you know, she wasn't able to go and do certain things, and she kind of tried to play it off like it was her morals and values, and she was such a good wife, she didn't want to make him mad, but it was also because she knew it would be some consequences if she come home talking about she was at the strip club. Hold on a second, y'all. It looks like my battery's about to die, and I don't want it to die when I'm saying something juicy, and then I don't realize. So let me switch this battery. All right. So thank goodness I have many batteries, so I didn't have to like wait or anything like that. Some of the ladies meet up. It was pretty much Nene, Marlo, Cynthia, and Kandi. Marlo, you know how she is. I felt like she kind of shaded Cynthia a little bit, because she's like, oh, it's nice to see you dressing like a lady. You know, because I guess Cynthia lately, I mean, she's been a model for years. I'm pretty sure she's always had to dress like a lady, whatever that is. I mean, people's idea of what a lady should be. But I mean, she's been dressing comfortably with her jeans, her sneakers, her sweats, whatever. And I mean, to be honest, I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm one of those people that if I don't have to wear a dress, because I think from childhood years, I was always forced to wear a dress for picture day and this day and that day. It's like now I just like to be comfortable. I wear heels when I want to wear heels, when I'm in the mood. And even when I was at my last job in the beginning, I used to have to wear suits. I would wear skirts and heels. And I'm just like so over those stages at this point in life. It's just like, if I need to, I will. Other than that, it's a no. So anyways, Marlo, they kind of talk about the whole situation with Dennis, like all 4 of them. And Kandi was like, she doesn't feel like she's at a place where she can talk about Dennis' relationship, but then she starts talking about it and about how he has tattoos for different women and how he gives them Rolexes and things like that. I mean, maybe that's just his thing. Everybody has their thing. And it just so happens that it's with more people than one. I mean, maybe he's one of those people when you're dating, that's the way he shows affection. To be honest, like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, the only bad thing about it is it kind of seems like a pattern, but maybe this one could be the best one, you know? So you can't judge anyone's journey. So following that, Marlo, she said that she said that if it was her friend, she would kind of say something about what she knew. But Nene was like, no, she tries to stay out of her friends' relationships, and that's not something that she would want to do, or it would be a good idea. And Kandi's like, exactly. She's like, you know, they're both telling her 2 different things. But she kind of was like, yeah, and Nene had said on top of that, it probably wouldn't be best for Kandi to do it because they're not really in the best place right now. Moving on to Samore. Samore tells her man, what's his name? Ron? She tells him that she told the ladies about their rendezvous and, you know, them having an open marriage and things like that. And he didn't seem too pleased with it. he actually seemed like he was pretty upset. And if the cameras weren't on him, he probably would have screamed at her. That's the kind of face and vibe I was getting from that scene. He's just like, you know, you don't have to tell everybody everything. He's like, were you guys drinking? But she's like, at the end of the day, she's living in her truth. And she's not ashamed of her journey and where she's been. Which, I mean, I ain't mad at you, because at the end of the day, those stuff, especially because they're on TV now, is probably going to come out. So if you put it all out on the table, and I just tell people this all the time, if you put it out on the table, can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody put nothing in your face, because everybody already knows. It's like, and some shit has happened like that with me on like in previous situations. It's like, bitch, I done already told everybody everything. You can't put nothing out there, because everybody knows everything about me already. So, you know, that's just kind of the situation with that. So, I mean, I guess he's like, all right, whatever, you already did it. I'll tell you something, my batteries on them must be getting old, because I could have sworn I had, the one I just put in there, I could have sworn I had it on reserve because I had already charged it, but it just died too. So I'm like, I mean, I have had those two. Those two are kind of like knockoff batteries, and I've had them for like 2 years, so maybe they're starting to get old. So I'm using luckily I have 3 batteries, so the third one is the charm. Otherwise, all would have been lost right about now. I'd have been waiting. Eva, she doesn't want a lot of her family and friends to go to the wedding. I'm assuming that maybe they're kind of ghetto, because remember when she first hit America's Next Top Model, how she had such a badass attitude. I remember her story just being like real tragic. I mean, I think I kind of remember, like I vaguely remember it. But I mean, it seems like her mom was a good person. I thought she could have said something bad about her mom back in the days, but I don't know. I got to look at that tape again. But she said her mom was in like corporate and stuff like that for years. Anyway, so she kind of says that on her side, she only has about 40 people, but on his side, the groom's side, it's over 100 people. And her mom wants to invite, like, I guess some more of the family, but she's not really with it. And she's trying to make up excuses as, you know, it's the cost and stuff like that. I think it's just she doesn't want to invite them, and she doesn't want to spend money on people that she doesn't really care about at the end of the day. Greg is trying to change his life and eat healthy. They got a chef over that shows him how to make like some cool drinks that's going to kind of cleanse him and detoxify his body and his system. And he says, you know, that he speaks it into existence, that he does not have this cancer and he is well, you know. But unfortunately, about 20 minutes later, he gets a call that says that they did get a positive result, that he may have some tumor cells floating throughout his body, which can cause the cancer to come back. So now it's something that he has to think about, because they are saying that he needs, or it would be best for him to do chemo to ensure that it's not in there. But the thing about it is that chemo is so strong, a lot of people just kind of wipes them out. I mean, for some people, they do have success, and it's like you won't know until you actually jump into it. So that's kind of where he is at with that. He doesn't really want to do it unless, I guess that's the only way. He's still walking by faith and seeing what he can do, you know? It's definitely a tough pill to swallow. So now it's time for Samore and her husband's party for the kids, and they have some of the ladies over with their kids and stuff like that. Porsha, I guess she decided not to come. Samore feels a little slighted because she says she's known Porsha since she was in elementary school and high school. So it's kind of weird that she's kind of acting almost like she doesn't even know her like that. And on top of that, Marlo, I feel like, you know, she always finds a way to be negative. You see her over in the corner, the only one fanning and asking her baby, like, you hot, baby? Like, damn. I mean, it could be menopause. I don't know. But I just feel like she be doing the most. Like, she's one of those people that always finds something to complain about. What else happened at that party? Oh, Samore kind of addressed Eva for kind of saying that she needed a makeover. Some of the ladies meet up again. This time it was Porsha, Cynthia, Nene, and Kandi. Cynthia, she says that she's going to be opening a wine cellar. So she's going to be getting more details. She doesn't really know if it's going to be lucrative. She doesn't really know anything about it. But she got people to answer those types of questions for her. Then they go ahead and start talking about, well, Porsha is talking about all the positive things about Dennis and, you know, everything that Dennis does. And Dennis is a Leo and this and that, and they fall hard. I'm like, Leos makes sense. You know, isn't Todd a Leo as well? They fall hard and they fall quick. That's why Kandi should be able to relate a little bit, shouldn't she? I know my Leo boo, we fell kind of quick. Well, kind of, not really. Kinda. It's like I knew, but I didn't want to know. So Kandi, she kind of puts it out there because she knew from a previous conversation that she heard that Dennis was like calling up certain people and asking them why they putting his business out there. So she just puts it out on the table. That's kind of like what I would do, because I'm not one of those people. Like, I remember even at work one time back in the days, like the boss called me out on something and then he brings it up into the meeting. Even though he already spoke to me about it. It's like he brought it up in the meeting. I'm like, all right, everybody, yep, it was me. And he's like, oh, no, bitch, it was me. Like, don't try to pretend because we're in the meeting. Like, I don't play that. I'm not about that fake life. Like, if you going to address me, address me. And there's so many people that do stuff like that. So annoying to me. But anyway, so Kandi, she kind of puts it out on the table, and Porsha was just like, she feels some type of way because instead of coming to her, it kind of went around the table, and then they were like kind of the last to hear about it. And he does feel kind of like he was attacked because, you know, they're not about that negativity and stuff like that. He tries to stay away from drama. So I feel like, so Kandi was just kind of like, you know, she was looking at Nene like, I'm pretty sure it was you that brought it up to her. And it's crazy because Nene straight looked at her and lied. She was like, no, I didn't bring that up. I stay out of people's relationships. And, you know, it was only 3 people there. Cynthia didn't do it. Marlo's not there to say anything. But even in the confessional, it's crazy because Porsha was like, Nene's the one who came to me and was like, you know, Kandi this, and just kind of put it out there. So it's crazy how all of a sudden she's acting like she didn't do it, you know? It's like they trying to set her up again to look like she crazy or whatever. And I feel like Porsha's kind of dumb too, because it's like you're letting yourself get put in those situations once again. Like, you're with the person. Why don't you just be like, Nene, why are you acting like you ain't telling me? You know what I mean? Or maybe she was just trying to be a good friend and didn't want to put her out on Front Street. But if it's only 4 people, it's like one of those 3 people that was at that, well, 4 technically that were at that lunch, is one of them that had to do it. If Cynthia is eliminated automatically, it's either Nene or Marlo, you know? I don't know. So yeah, at the end of the table, at the end of the day, that's pretty much what she was upset about, was that it pretty much was all circulating and didn't nobody come to her, which is what Marlo had said that Kandi should do in the first place. But Nene was the main one like, no, you shouldn't do that. So it's like, you telling her she shouldn't do that, but yet you kind of doing that. I don't know. Nene, she ain't looking too good right now. She looking real messy. But we know that she be messy boots a lot of times, but it's been a little while. But yeah, you guys, thanks for watching. That was pretty much the episode. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you guys on the next one. Laters.